Today's video is about how to buy an Embassy RV. I am not the expert. I got the expert with me today. Terry Minix, VP at Embassy RV, thank you for joining us today.
Hi everybody, glad to be here.
I know. You may have seen Terry
Well, I'm
before.
here all the time.
You're here all the time, I know. And you may have seen him before. We've done a few videos together. Today what we want to go through is the 10 steps to buy an Embassy RV. It's very different than buying from a traditional dealer. You guys have such an innovative approach. We thought we'd kind of break this into a couple different segments, starting with learning about Embassy RV. But if you haven't heard about Embassy, what we want to do is just give you a few snippets and have Terry show you, talk you through what makes an Embassy RV special. You're good with that?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So maybe you've heard of Embassy RV or maybe you haven't. Either way, Terry just gives us a quick rundown of what makes Embassy so different, so innovative. It starts with a lot of no.
Yeah.
Run us through the list.
Well, we have quite a few no's. We don't have any wood. We are HOA friendly. We're truly four-season tested by customers. You know, a lot of the four-season is a myth out there, and our customers prove what our vehicles can do. We're mold-free. We use materials that aren't porous. We have powerful lithium systems that keep you from having to plug in a cord. So we have a cord, but you don't necessarily have to use it. So absolutely.
Yeah, the list of no's is pretty impressive. No black tank, no wood, no solar, no awning, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. So like their camper vans, the purchase process is pretty innovative. So you're not on dealer lots. Maybe kind of walk us through that.
We get asked that a lot. You know, when folks send in emails, they say, where's the closest dealer to me? Well, we sell direct and we do not sell through dealers, and we believe that's a much more personable experience to deal directly with the manufacturer, deal directly with our staff, and we just really take care of our customers. And when you get a deal one-on-one, it's really a different experience.
And I'm just kind of checking my notes, but again, no middleman's a big deal. And your best salespeople are who?
Our customers are our best salespeople. I mean, we have the Embassy owners and wannabes that love showing off their vehicles, and you're not talking to salespeople. You get to talk to the owners and see why they love their vehicles so much. So yeah, it is very unique.
It's very different. And again, it's factory direct pricing, planning, delivery. You choose from 3 chassis, you got 3 floor plans. Again, it's a very different approach, and even have some custom controlled capabilities, which is again, very different in the space.
You know, as things tighten up, that is limited, I must always say. So controlled custom is a little bit limited, but we try to listen to the customer and make little adaptations to things that make this experience work for them. And so we're always willing to listen. We're always willing to try to adapt a little bit to what somebody would need. So yeah, absolutely.
It's very cool. So again, this video is to show you the steps, and let's show you step number 1. So number 1 on our list is learn about Embassy. Terry, tell us kind of what that's about, because this is kind of different right from the gate.
It really is. You know, you get to learn about us through videos that go small, live large, and Scott does. You get to learn about us through the Embassy Owners and Wannabes Facebook group that they created to join forces and help each other, and just a great community. But they also love showing off their vehicles and help. You know, I get a call a lot of times, you know, do you have a dealer in California? No, but we have customers out there that would love to meet with you and show you the vehicle. And how great is that? You get to talk to the owner of the vehicle, not a salesperson, which is just priceless, I believe. Yeah, and it's just so important to join the Facebook group. So just search Embassy Owner Wannabe. We'll put the URL down here for you, because then they have monthly Zoom calls, and then that list of where those owners are that are willing to share their vans is on the list. So it's really easy and very different again. Yes. And then we also have the owners making their own videos and posting them on YouTube and social media on the Facebook group. So that is just a wonderful, wonderful thing when somebody's willing to shoot a video of their vehicle and share it with the world. You know, that's a testimony to how well they like their vehicle.
Yeah, and we'll put those resources down below in the video description so you can click off and see those. There's 3 I know for sure, and you don't want to miss a single one of them. All right, step number 2, contact Embassy RV. Terry, what's the best way to do that?
Actually, the best way is always by email to start with. So send us an email with your dream request. You know, what model. A lot of times you won't know what model, but just with some general questions of what you were looking for. And then we will get back to you, Wanda, and I will get back with you and start answering some of these things, or maybe sending you things to help you with that.
And another thing is, on your drop-down form, You can type it out there. You can identify how you learned about Embassy RV.
Yes.
Go
And
small, live large might be part of the list.
always mention where you hear about
Yeah.
us from. Video from Scott. It's so helpful to know where the information is coming from that drives you to our website and to our emails and things to contact us.
So the email or the website's the best way.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, step number 3 is to take a factory tour if you want. Let me tell you, this is not like any other factory tour I've ever been on. You can eat your lunch off this factory floor. Terry, what's the best way to do a factory tour?
Well, just contact us after we do some emails and get some correspondence going. You'll send an email to Wanda because she sets all the dates for factory tours. We don't mind having several couples at a time here to do it. Sometimes we have 4 or 5 couples here to do it. But we tour from 1:30 and on. Our factory workers work from 5 to 1:30, so we like to start all the tours at 1:30. And we'll spend plenty of time with you showing the details of how we create and build this vehicle for you all the way down to the beginning. And it's the things we're not going to show online, but we do love to share in the factory tours.
A little behind the scenes peek.
Yes.
It's so important. All right, we're moving through our list. Number 4, place your deposit. Terry, how does that happen? What's the amount?
So we tried to make it real simple. We started this when COVID happened because it used to be done differently before this. So we try to do very simply, you just place a $4,500 deposit and it puts you in line. So it's the easiest way we could form a line of all the customers that we're getting that contact us. And then as soon as we get a chassis, then that'll hold that chassis for you as well.
All right, moving through our list. Build out and VIN assignment. VIN has nothing to do with wine. Is that a vehicle identification number, Terry? Is that what that means?
Yes, that's the vehicle identification number. When we place an order with ProMaster, whether it's Mercedes, Ford, whatever, we get weekly reports, and in our weekly reports, eventually we will see a VIN number, and that means they're getting ready to build that chassis for us. So as you get us the $4,500 deposit, as soon as we receive the VIN number from one of the manufacturers, we then assign the next person in line to a VIN number, and now you're getting a little closer. Your unit's going to be coming through and getting built by the manufacturer.
And I bet there's an email that comes from the team here on that now things are even more real than they were before.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're moving through our list. Order is started internally after you get the VIN. Terry, kind of walk us through what that looks like.
So after we assign the VIN number, now we're getting a little more serious about the model that you want. The Dolphin S, the SL, or the SS. We're also looking at color choices, options. So now, it's time to hopefully nail down, which one you want. I will say it's the hardest thing sometimes to do is pick what model number, and sometimes color as well, because we give so many choices where you can put different colors in your build. It's really hundreds of possibilities because we give you a sheet that says you can put it here, 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 or this color can go here. So it's a little challenging at times, but that is next, yes.
And that's kind of what makes it special and different from all the other folks building RVs. And just help us with a time frame. So once we get a VIN to this, is this like weeks, months away, or just help with some little time frame here?
Normally when we receive a VIN, we know it's going to go into production, say Ford, in several weeks. And then it's pretty quick to get through their production at that point. And then it stages to be transported on train from Kansas City in Ford's case, and the others are in other locations naturally, to Elkhart and then brought to our factory.
That's so great.
So it starts kicking in gear a little bit faster when that part happens, yes.
So Terry is doing a great job walking us through this. So the next step, step 7, is release to production, and the invoice is happening, and that's when the chassis is on site. Is that right?
Yes, the chassis has arrived on our property. We have 2 locations that we store chassis at, and this would be about 3 months prior to it pulling into the shop. We will invoice the chassis out, start getting the paperwork rolling, and we will start talking seriously about making sure that you have all your colors selected and all your options selected, because you're getting really close now.
So this is a big deal, right? This is the foundation of your camper van. So what are we looking at, Terry?
Most people sometimes don't get to see what they look like before we start them. So this is a chassis that just arrived, and this is how they come into us. And what they'll look like as we pull them to the beginning stages of the line and start prepping them for the upfit.
And when you're invoicing for the chassis, this is kind of what you're paying for at this step. Is that right?
Yes. Basically this chassis is assigned to you, and the process is moving along.
And your baby is born.
Yes, it is.
Almost.
A lot of excitement happens at this point.
This is a big deal. This is a really big step in the process. Okay, it's getting interesting. Step number 8, invoice for 50% of the bill cost. Terry, walk us through that, please.
So this means you're getting ready to pull online. I mean, it's just days away. And once it pulls online, you're going to be 6 to 8 weeks to get through the line and do all the testing. And we do drive tests and rattle tests and all kinds of things at that point. So this stage happens just before it pulls into the production line. I mean, that means you're only a couple of days away at most.
That's so exciting. And then step number 9 is final production and choosing a delivery date. Holy cow, that's got to be a big deal. So from this point to this point, he says 6 to 8 weeks?
That's about 6 weeks right there. And that means it's coming out of the production line, going to the staging area for testing, and we just give it a really good workout. We do a 20-mile test drive, and other people that can hear really well go in that and listen for rattles and squeaks and things, because we hate that. We really try to make sure that our vehicles are very, very sound and don't have rattles and squeaks in them. And that happens in the final part of this.
In the final part. One more step. Step number 10 is delivery day. It's your baby's born. It's ready for delivery. It's like, if you ever had a kid, I never have, but I know what that feels like because of my van delivery day is such a special day. We're going to show the inside of a van that's been done. You ready to show us, Terry?
The excitement level is sometimes almost a little more than some folks can bear. I
Tears.
get a kick out of seeing, the sweat and it's so cool. And this is why with delivery day and after delivery day, we want you to stay here and spend some time with us, because you're not going to remember it all because you're too excited. We get that. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to have you video it, and then I'm going to give you videos of it, but we're still going to have you plug in outside and spend some time with us. And the next morning I'm going to do it again, because now you've used it a little bit and you're going to be more familiar with what you think you know. You're going to learn a little more that time.
100%. And it's just that comfort, and again, that little extra step that a lot of folks don't let you do.
Usually you're going to get 3 to 4 hours of somebody's time on delivery day, and again, I expect you to remember maybe a third of it. We're going to hang on to you for a while and have you stick around and make sure you know all of it and are familiar with all of it, and we'll just keep assuring you that we've got your back, and
we got your back, and you're comfortable with what everything is.
Yes.
Well, let's go show the inside of a van. I got one more thing for you, so don't go away. All right, we're actually standing in a completed van. I think one of the cool things about delivery day with Embassy RV is, depending on the time of year, middle of winter, middle of summer, you kind of get to test the thermal dynamics of the van, because again, your approach is very, very different. Do customers I think I had a customer come in from Hawaii, and they were like stowed in the van.
We deliver all year round. So yes, customers came from Hawaii in February, which is
The worst
month to be in Elkhart, Indiana, normally, and it was. That was the most snow we had in one day that night, and we were 10 degrees, and they turned their heater down.
Because they were too hot in the snowstorm. Unbelievable.
So we don't care if it's 10 degrees outside when you come for delivery. That's really up to you, not us. Some people will run from that still and say, I'm going to wait a month till it gets warmer. Well, it might be a little more than that. But we also deliver when it's 100 degrees outside. I was out there next to vehicles this year that it was 110 degrees, 3 feet off the ground, 4 feet from the vehicle, and they're still out there in that temperature as well. So,
just comfy as a cucumber.
We get to show that these vehicles can do all that.
Can do all that. Maybe just, I'm going to spin the camera around and then just show us, this is one of the floor plans, and this will give you some ideas on some of the splash of color. And this is a very special van.
This was the original splash of color. There is a new owner of the Silver Belly Whiskey Wagon, and her name is Christy. This is amazing Dolphin S that has our original splash of color and a little touch of silver belly whiskey that she can either hang on to or do what she wants with that. But this is a beautiful light interior with the white marine plastics, the white Corian countertops, and this is the Auster really light kind of gray marine vinyls, and then the beautiful Congolium tenure finished flooring. So just a great vehicle, beautiful components. It has the Vitrifrigo refrigerator that's just incredible. We've got our pantry, our refrigerator, our linen closet, our wardrobe, our wonderful large bathroom in here, and just a super spacious This is the most open floor plan of anything we build, and this is still the #1 seller because of that. It's just when you come in, it's just so inviting and open. When you swivel the front seats, you can actually set 7 people in here if you want to entertain.
Yeah.
And you can, if you pick the 2 seat belts on each sofa, you can travel with 6 and set 6 in here and not even bump elbows. I mean, that's very, very rare in a B van.
And at bedtime, you can either have 2 twins or pull these together electrically, and it becomes, this is a great room, as I call it. So it's a convertible sofa bed situation. Again, mention the galley and the toilet.
So many times we hear that, you know, you want to get up in the middle of the night and things. This gives you the ability to power the beds together, or power them slightly, or power them as much as you want.
Yeah.
These actually are powered merging sofa beds, I call them, and it's something I created many years ago. But you can, the guys can take theirs a little further, the girls a little bit. You know, we see that a lot, and you have total choice of how you want to set that up. And then it makes one really big bed, or it can be 2 very comfortable beds that still have an aisleway. It's your choice.
Pretty impressive, right? I'm still always smitten when I get in one of these. It's just so great. And Terry, just again, thanks for your time today. Thanks for walking through the process with this. I get a lot of questions about this. I know the Facebook group does as well.
Yes.
And hopefully this will demystify the process a little bit for you and accelerate what the next step is for you in your journey to get into hopefully an Embassy RV. Terry, just thank you again for everything you do for me, my channel, our followers, our Embassy RV family. It's truly just a delight always to work with you, and thanks again for helping us out.
And that's what you're really joining. You're joining a wonderful family of customers and even manufacturers that care about our customers and want to make this experience as good as we can for you.
And one thing I always like to say, and I know Terry's going to nod your head, shopping for the van is very important. The floor plan is super important, but I think you're creating a relationship with the person you're buying your van from, and you should be interviewing that person, that dealership, manufacturer, as much as you are doing anything in your van shopping experience. It's so important, isn't it?
And we see that in people we deal with on our end. You know, we have to do the same thing with vendors. Some vendors turn a blind eye to service and warranty and things and fight it all they can. And we won't use those vendors. We use vendors that love the fact that we really care about this vehicle and care about building great vehicles and make sure that they have our customers back as well. So that's very important.
So important. So until we see you in the next video, we like to say journey on, and peace be with you.
Have a great time. Thanks.